You've stumbled across someone's profile. Hundreds of posts, vacations, meals, concerts, a whole life on display. But not a single photo of their face. No selfies, no photo dump. And the strange part? The less they reveal, the more intriguing they become. Here's what's really going on inside the minds of people who refuse to post themselves on social media. 1. They escaped the comparison loop. Social comparison theory explains how humans naturally evaluate themselves against other people. Social media multiplies that instinct constantly. The more people post themselves, the easier it becomes to compare faces, lifestyles, relationships, success. And most people don't realize how much mental energy that consumes until they step away from it. Some people stopped posting because they got tired of subconsciously turning life into competition. 2. They became aware of the dopamine cycle. Every notification triggers part of the brain's dopamine reward system, the loop connected to anticipation, validation, and repetition. That's why posting can quietly become compulsive. You check who viewed it, who liked it, who ignored it. Even confident people can get emotionally tied to reactions without realizing it. Some people pulled away because they noticed their mood was starting to depend on digital attention, and they didn't like that feeling. 3. They want to be known, not browsed. Online, people don't just share themselves. They construct a version of themselves. Psychologists call this identity performance, and it's exhausting in a way that's hard to articulate. Some people find the whole exercise quietly dishonest. They don't want a highlight reel of themselves floating around for an audience that mistakes the real for the person. They want to be understood by people who've actually sat across from them. Privacy for these people isn't a wall, it's a standard. 4. They have a complicated relationship with performance. Goffman's dramaturgical theory describes everyday life as a kind of performance. We all manage the impressions we give others. Most social media is a highly curated stage. People who opt out are often acutely, almost uncomfortably aware of that performance dynamic. They can feel the gap between who they are and who they'd have to perform being online, so they don't perform. That level of self-awareness isn't always comfortable, but it's real. 5. They're quietly guarding their attention. Attention residue is a concept from organizational psychologist Sophie Leroy. Every time you switch tasks, part of your focus stays behind on what you just left. Maintaining a social media presence is a background cognitive task even when you're not actively on the app. People who don't post have often eliminated an entire layer of low-grade mental load. They're not antisocial, they're just protective of where their mind actually goes. In a world that treats visibility as currency, choosing not to post can look like poverty. But for a specific kind of person, it's the opposite. It's conservation. They've decided that their image, their moments, their interior life are worth more than the engagement they generate. The irony is that the people least likely to post about having it together are often the ones who actually do. Here's the question worth sitting with. Is there something in your life you've never posted? Not because you forgot, but because it felt too important to share. Drop it in the comments. This channel is for people who want to understand the hidden logic behind everyday human behavior, including their own. If that's the kind of content that makes you think for the rest of the day, you'll want to stay close.